Business Spotlight, brought to you by Cross Rhythms and Baba Baboon.
I'm Sonya Farrell. This is Business Spotlight in partnership with Cross Rhythm City Radio and Baba Baboon. Joining me in the studio, it's Andrew Van Buren from the Philip Astley Project, CIC. Andrew, hello.
Hello, thanks for having me along.
No, thank you. Thank you for coming into the studio here at Cross Rhythms. Right, Andrew, the Philip Astley Project, CIC. How did this come about? It's based in Newcastle-under-Lyme town centre, right on the edge of the town, should I say, you know, near to the old Rycroft sort of car park area. But how did it come about and why?
Right, so we had a couple of attempts previously at raising the awareness of Philip Astley, the creator of the modern day circus, which a lot of people don't realise. He set performers in a circus ring of 42 feet diameter, which is the world standard for circuses. He brought in from the pantomimes the clowns, from the marketplaces the rope walkers, the jugglers, put them with his passion for horses, which in his military career he loved horses, put them all into that ring, and that was the start of the circus. And people didn't realise this. A lot of people think that P.T. Barnum invented the circus. He came 100 years after Astley. So Philip Astley was born in Newcastle-under-Lyme, Staffordshire. Local lad, ran away to the military, became a military hero, started the riding school, created the 42-foot ring, did all this with the performers, set it in an amphitheatre. But then there was so many things there that people didn't realise. It's like he always worked in his red military jacket. There's the influence for the ringmaster, the 42-foot ring. All these different elements came from Philip Astley, which has now become a world global market. You know, there's circuses everywhere and the influences everywhere. So we've had two attempts at resurrecting Philip Astley locally in Newcastle-under-Lyme, and then this third attempt came to me in 2009. And this is where it all went a little bit crazy, because I'd just been advising the Royal Shakespeare Company on a production of Julius Caesar, which went on a world tour. It opened in Russia. And I realised that Stratford-upon-Avon was built on Shakespeare. That was the tourist pull. I'd had my own show in Dubai for 6 months and came back and realised all the shopping malls have got the same shops as each other, but each has got a unique selling point. So one's got a ski slope, one's got a sea aquarium, one's got fountains, one's got pop-up shows. I came home, realised I wanted to spend more time in the UK instead of globetrotting with my shows, and I went into town and thought, oh my God, I've been away for all this time, and look at the impact on the town that the current time has had. You know, more closed shops, looking a bit more ragged around the edges. Somebody should be doing something to help this. And it dawned on me, maybe it's worth a third try of Philip Astley. And the concept came to me in 2009, and I thought, you know what, take that concept of Shakespeare in Stratford-upon-Avon, the shopping malls, try and put them together, try and help raise the footfall. How do we do that? How do we raise the footfall? You need to create a unique selling point. So that's when I started promoting Philip Astley, building his backstory, and then a wonderful team of people came on board. We formed the Philip Astley Project a few years down the line, and it's grown and grown and grown in great success, and it has been successful because the forgotten hero has now become known. You know, it's gone worldwide. People are flying in now from places like Brazil. We've got the University of Bahia, Brazil, in Salvador, that are doing partnerships with us. Further afield but closer to home, like Manchester Met University. I did a symposium there not long ago about placemaking, which was all about this. And there's people using the Philip Astley Project in Newcastle-under-Lyme now as a template for their towns. I had a meeting with councillors from Burton-on-Trent not long ago, wanted to come and see what we've done. And it was that thing of, right, how do you get the word out there? Well, it needs to be painted on walls. It needs to be, the subways need decorating. They need decorating, make them look better, decorate them with the message. We wanted monuments, so monuments have gone up. We've done partnerships. We've just opened the visitor centre. We've had attractions going on in the towns. With each attraction, the people come in for the experience of the attraction. While they're there, they spend in the shops. So it's it's a thing to pull the people in, and gradually it's gathering traction. It's influencing other people. Other people are putting events on. It's great because it's growing outside of just the Philip Astley Project. And the visitor centre that we've just opened is all about that. It's an attraction so people can come in and have an experience in the town, but then while they're there, They may have paid for parking. There's money going into the pot. They may go into a shop next door. They may go into the cafe. There's a cafe 2 doors down from us. They go in there, have a bite to eat or a drink. It's helping the economy by giving an experience for people to come to.
Yeah, and giving that experience as well. There's nothing better when you go somewhere, like you say, we've been to Stratford many upon time, and you do seem to get that experience of Shakespeare when you are walking around there.
Yeah.
So to bring that into Newcastle-under-Lyme is just incredible, really. Is that a visitor attraction?
Yeah.
And also giving that nod again to Philip Astley and all the history and the heritage, and that, the visitor centre that you've got there. It's just on Fog Street, isn't it?
It's on the corner of Fog Street and Merial Street. Yeah.
It's almost, it's becoming like, you'll be able to share more, but more, it's like a really community hub as well that's happening down there.
Yeah, it's really nice because, it was a derelict unit initially that was unlettable or anything at all like that. And we managed to help the council to bring in funding from the Levelling Up Fund. And that contributed then to turning this into a marketable venue. So we've got somewhere that people can come into. It's been rewired. The flooring's been done. Everything's been completely redone. And part of the pot of money we managed to bring in for the council has completely renovated this as a place that people can just drop in and hang about. They can come in, they can learn about Philip Astley. They can come and we have film shows every other week in there, which people can come and watch a film show. They can come in and do a circus skills workshop. We've got rooms, or the actual big downstairs themed room. They can come in and hire that as somewhere to have a meeting place. They can come and have classes in there. They can come and use it just as a cool place to hold some sort of meeting, because it is themed. It's not just a plain room. And there's a lot of businesses now seeing the benefit of that, of seeing somewhere that's slightly different. It works well for a team building location. Businesses can come in, we can provide the circus skills and use it as a team building location, but they get the entire atmosphere because you've got the music, you've got the lighting rig, etc., etc. It's an experience. And then the plan is, hopefully, if all goes according to plan, that the rest of the funding we brought in from Levelling Up, which is a considerable amount of money, will then be invested into a new build, which has been, it's an old build that's been rebuilt. We'll move into there for a bigger, larger location that we can then do a lot more with. That will be, this is already becoming an international location on a small scale, but that'll become even bigger. Bring in the tourism, we can do a lot more there with it. We can do the aerial skills, etc., in the new location. And it's brought funding in. Everything we've purposely put into the first location will easily unbolt, move, be reused, and then there's a location there that can be just let out to a new business. It's been renovated. It's also a good thing because we've got this place that performance happens on the outside of it and the inside of it. And then the other fellow businesses benefit from that because of the footfall. There's a great interest from further afield in it. We've got links now with Monte Carlo. Who would have thought it? Links with Newcastle-under-Lyme and Monte Carlo and the royal family. They unveiled a plaque in Monte Carlo to Philip Astley. The world is now starting to look, because of the circus links, on Newcastle-under-Lyme. We've got this heritage trail, the visitor trail that's building with the 2 statues. We've got the monuments, we've got the subway artwork. There's the Guildhall, which has got the Astley clock there that people don't realise the links there, but it's carved into the stone underneath. We've got the visitor centre. There's other locations providing entertainment that we can team up with. We team up with like the Brampton Museum. We're working closely with them. None of this is to take away from anybody. This is all to contribute and help other businesses. And I think this is the way people need to work now. It's not a cutthroat business. It's how can we help each other? Yeah,
that collaboration and coming together. And I know that, the Philip Astley, the visitor centre as well, a business network, Connect Networking, actually hosted a networking event down there in Newcastle-under-Lyme in the centre. And that was an experience. It was experience for everybody who came along. But it was also connecting, I would say, and tell me if I'm wrong, Andrew, but it was almost connecting, the arts, the entertainment to the businesses as well, and showing them an experience in how to network. It really is, and that's the thing, because, we can be there, and quite often I attempt to be there. I can't be there every day, but it's that thing of that having that little bit of showmanship, and the performer in me
makes it easy for me to connect people to each other. And it's just a matter of making the connection, then stepping away and leaving them to it. But it's like going to a party. You need the icebreaker. What is the common theme that everyone needs? And the building is the common theme. They walk in there and look, you've got this building that's a tribute to Philip Astley and the circus industry, the legacy. Straight away, there's things to look at, there's things to discuss. And the wonderful thing is, most people at some point in time have been to the circus. They've witnessed the circus on TV. They've been to a party dressed as a ringmaster. They've seen The Greatest Showman film, whatever. There's something that connects everybody. You've got that perfect instant icebreaker just by coming into the venue. And then obviously we've got all the bells and whistles, the lighting rig, we've got the projection screen, etc. And it's just that thing that then there's a common bond. Everyone instantly has got something in common, and that's the venue.
And as you know, as times change, I mean, you'll know in the entertainment industry as well. And just for me, I'm just going to go back to the networking side of it. I've been to how many, I've lost count of how many different networking and different events and all that sort of thing in business. And to come into the visitor centre down there in Newcastle-under-Lyme again, it was almost like, because I attended one of them that took place there. So just as a personal experience, it was almost like you walked in and you didn't forget obviously why you were there. You didn't forget you were there for business, but it just gave a little different atmosphere.
It relaxed.
Where you relaxed and you felt like, I remember having a laugh, a bit of banter, taking photographs with different businesses who might not have done that if they were in a different environment.
This is exactly it, because you've just said yourself how many you've been to over the years, but how many are memorable? You go to this one, it's memorable, and you make the links. I mean, there was people reminiscing with us. One person came over and went, "Oh my God, I've just realised one of my relatives was a performer," and all these stories suddenly come out, and there's somebody listening to that, a few people around listening, and suddenly they start talking about, "Oh, we remember seeing an act doing that kind of thing," and suddenly, your work is done naturally. People are talking about something that's loosened the mood, and then the business can be done. But it is that natural icebreaker. I mean, another lovely thing is we've got a couple of homeschooling groups coming in, which is great, because suddenly they've got somewhere they can come to that's a friendly environment, and we can give them an experience, make life easier for them. We've got various different networks that are coming and using some of the rooms upstairs, which aren't as exciting as the big room, but they're built so that people can come in. They have the experience of going through this visitor centre, and then they've got the privacy of these other rooms to do what they need to do. So it is all about experiences, and I think this is the thing that people forget, that experience of, like going into a shop. It's not just about buying the goods, it's about talking to the person behind the counter. It's about, sharing. It's like going to the hairdressers. It's not just about getting your hair cut, it's about that chat. And again, a lot of businesses have forgotten how to do that. They employ staff and they teach them this is how you work the till, but they don't always teach this is how you interact with people. And that's something that's lost. And the arts is great for that, because, we're natural born performers that have learned how to interact with people. And that's a skill that everyone that's in business should have, but not necessarily.
And just one more thing, Andrew, just touching on the centre as well. I mean, from yourselves, what have you witnessed from yourselves that you can talk about already in this short space of time, that the centre's been open? And it's been very busy. Like you say, you've got all sorts of different workshops, different businesses coming in, members of the public coming in. But what could you say on how that's had an impact, if you can at this stage, on actually the footfall in the town centre?
Well, the entire project has had a massive impact on the footfall from people coming to exhibitions. I mean, we put an exhibition on just a few months ago, which was Show People of North Staffordshire, lifting the lid off the background of fairground and circus performers that have got a local link. And we focused on several different families that have got local ties with this, like Billy Smart's Circus. We've got the Gandys, you've got Stanworth Fun Fairs, you've got Paul Warwick Fun Fairs, you've got all these different organisations, and Pat Collins Fun Fair that used to come here. For the older generation will remember that. So, we lifted the lid off that, and there was people actually travelling to come to that exhibition. And I know several of them were like, we've really enjoyed this, we're just going to go and get a bite to eat. The exhibitions in the town centre have done the same impact. So people do travel to see these things, and whenever we put an event on, people come in. The opening day of the visitor centre, we had over 400 people through the door. They are not going to come and just leave. World Circus Day, which is the third Saturday of every April, that has a massive impact, because every year we put an event on, people come to it, people experience it, people go shopping from it. And that's what it's all about. Create something that gives people an experience and another reason to come into town. 2018, we raised the footfall by 60,000 people in the town centre, spread through the summer. If only a percentage of those, 5% spent, then it's 5% income for the other businesses that they wouldn't have had.
And before you go, Andrew, I can't go without asking this as well. Where people who would like to find out more, whether it's about Philip Astley himself or the Philip Astley Project, CIC, and of course the visitor centre there, Newcastle-under-Lyme, where's best for them to find you?
Well, we're on social media. If you look at Philip Astley Project, CIC, then that's the place to look at. We've got the website, philipastley.org.uk, and for myself, it's vanburen.org.uk. So both sites, you get a lot of information there. The social media is constantly updated with upcoming events and what we've done, and history and collaborations that we're doing with people, not only just locally through the Philip Astley Project and all our partners, but also on a national scale and international scale with the University of Bahia in Brazil, Manchester Met, Keele University we're doing a lot with, all these different organisations. So yeah, we're out there.
Andrew Van Buren, thank you so much again for coming into the studio here at Cross Rhythm Studio. That's Andrew Van Buren from the Philip Astley Project, CIC.
Business Spotlight, shining a light on our local business community. Brought to you by Cross Rhythms and Baba Baboon.